in that mark.
All right, great. All right, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, like Mr. Kameen said, if you guys probably remember, you took the survey that Stephanie and I made a little more than a month ago, and we have spent pretty much the entire last month looking at the survey results that you guys gave us. And I'm not embarrassed to say I spent a long time looking at what it was that you guys, the responses that you gave were super interesting. And today we've only got about 40 minutes to do what it took us many, many hours to do. But I want to take you guys through a little bit of the process of what we did to kind of analyze the research that we were doing throughout the whole year when we came into it. Isa, can I get the next slide? Thank you. So real quickly, I want to bring in a little bit of science to English class just to take you guys through the entire process of what we did, because this really was a research project for us. So we started out, this is just the scientific method, which you guys probably learned in like first or second grade, but we started out making observations. We were doing that pretty much the entire year. We then asked questions. All right, anybody care to share out what one of their hypotheses is? We'll start with the first one. Did the project affect students' beliefs about making change in their communities? I'd love to hear like one or two hypotheses. Do you think after a year of trying to take action on some problem in the community, did that affect students' beliefs? What do you think? Yeah?
I said I'm pretty sure that it might have affected most of the people's projects and beliefs, but not all, because some people just really don't care for it.
Okay. Yeah, so there's some people that weren't as into it, it may not have affected their beliefs, but for the people who were like actively participating and passionate, that it may have changed their beliefs. Okay. Anybody else care to share for that one? Yeah. Sorry.
I say yes.
Cool. All right, how about number two? This one was probably the most interesting for me to look at all of the results, and you guys are going to look at some of the results also. So what do you think the biggest obstacles are towards taking action? Yeah?
Like finding an idea, or like a problem that needs to be solved in your community, or like how the community would either benefit from an idea.
Okay, so finding a problem and then figuring out how the community is going to benefit. And I think you'll see in the data that a lot of that will be supported. Yeah?
I think accepting that change would be the hardest thing about actually changing stuff and making change.
Sure, so identifying the problems you're saying might not be the difficulty, but actually doing something that will create change in such a really small amount of time could be a problem. Okay? Yeah?
Motivation.
Motivation, what about motivation?
Like getting.
On this side is the descriptions that you guys gave when you typed in the results. On this side, you have our categories. So the categories we came up with, a couple of them because they're pretty tough to read up top. There were some who chose animals, there was gang and gun violence, there was racism, implicit bias, and police brutality. It's kind of a big umbrella, but in order to get a category that fit a lot, we had to kind of make it a little broader. School curriculum and programs, cost of living, hunger, value of sports / exercise / obesity. So you see how these are kind of broad, but they all kind of go together as well. And that's the sort of process that I'm going to ask you guys to take part in today. Next slide. All right, so in just a moment, I'm going to pass out these envelopes. In these envelopes, there are two sets of student responses. So half of the class is going to see all the data. For one of the questions we gave was, what advice would you give to 7th graders? And half are going to take a look at the biggest obstacles that you perceived for this project. So with a partner, you're going to take a look and you're going to try to come up with categories. It is not an easy process. Stephanie and I spent hours trying to put this into categories. I'm asking you to do it in 10 minutes. So I'm not expecting that it's going to be perfect at all. And I'm also not expecting that you're going to get through all of them, but I did want to at least give you all of the data so that you could take a look at it.
Well, exactly what we're going to use sorry, I should say the team may have a lot. This is actually fair.
How do we do that?
It's not easy. So we're going to take a look at all of these different responses you can and try to see if there's any similarities between them. So, like for example, this one says plan to start early. I know that there's a lot of answers that had something about making sure that we start.
Yeah.
All of those.
Start early, don't wait.
Exactly. So like these would go together, and then you would create the.
So start early. That could be advice.
In fact, that was